everybody knew about my gift, so they were trying to get me to go into the cosmetology program. Cosmetology program was full. I ended up going into the marketing program. So in high school, I ended up getting certified in marketing 1 and 2, getting leadership certificates, going to leadership conferences through DECA and different things like that. Long story short, when we get ready to graduate out of high school, all the students that was in the cosmetology class, their hours were not accounted for. They got the completion for class, but they were not able to go to state board because of what mishaps happened in that class. Okay, thank God I didn't go in there, because I still would have had to do it again.
Absolutely.
Yes. So I have, and I know this story because I have another sister that was in the class, and she had to go to cosmetology school after high school again because of the mishap that happened. So in that, she knew my gift. She knew I could braid. I used to try to get her to braid my sister's hair and stuff. She was like, why don't you do it? Why don't you do it? Finally, at this point, I'm carrying my first child, who will be 17, like next Tuesday.
Okay, happy early birthday.
Yes, so I'm carrying him, and I'm like, all these years, my homegirls, they keep trying to push me into doing braids. Then I had a cousin saying, it's an opportunity with her stylist to be a shampoo assistant. I took that route to take that shampoo assistant job, and my gift literally still made room for me. I ended up getting my hair braider's license. I was still able to be a shampoo assistant, but because I could braid and I was good at assistant, I'm building clientele in the back of the salon.
Okay.
New mom, single mom, 20 years old. My gift still making room for me. At the time, I was still working, like juggling, working jobs, because we not knowing that this is really about to be a thing. Like barbering, styling is like going to be taken serious like it is now. So, long story short, I just kept elevating in my career, being a hair, and I was in a domestic violence relationship as well. So I overcame that, lost that opportunity.
Well, so now wait, let's not brush past that, because that sounds like, I mean, don't get me wrong, we all need our hair done.
Mm-hmm.
But the empowerment portion of it, the fact that you got over, not finishing your hours and making a transition because God will make a way for your gifts regardless.
Correct.
Right. But let's go into this domestic violence relationship. You were a teenager at this time?
So I was 20.
Okay.
Well, I was 19.
Mm-hmm.
Had to move out after high school. Everybody thinking they grown, should have stayed right they post up and stacked up.
Yep.
My older son, his father already had his eyes on me, like in high school. I'm working at one of the hottest like gas stations where everybody coming through, and he gets my number. Next thing you know, that's BD.
Okay, all right.
And then DV going on, domestic violence. It was, I had 2 black eyes in that situation. I don't want to downplay it,
right?
Because it was cute until it wasn't,
right?
I was more so an aggressor too, not downplaying him. But then once we got into the situation on the grown side of things, this not being high school, because that's really where it started in high school, because I was in a high school relationship too, and it had domestic violence in it. And that's some of the things that we overlook and take for granted because we be in our own little adult world in high school. And those are some of the things and areas that I really want to tap on in this podcast. And I think that's vital. You got me pulling out areas that I ain't ever pulled it out this way. So I love you for that. But
I love you back, and thank you for being so vulnerable with me.
Yeah.
It's not always easy to talk about things that trouble us in our past, especially things that can trigger us.
Correct.
Right? So those things are not easy. However, with you running an empowered podcast to talk to other women, you become a voice for those that don't know how to speak yet.
Correct.
Yeah. So you said that you don't want to downplay it, and that you were also an aggressor. Why did you feel the need to, what's the word I want to use, disclaim, like put a disclaimer out there? Why do you feel the need to now minimize your abuse or your trauma?
Well, I just want to recognize that it is female aggressors as well. My mom was an aggressor. I grew up watching my grandma on the other side of her story cut and slice her husband up. That was her only husband of about 25 years of marriage, if I'm not mistaken. And but she was on the other side of her abuse. He initiated the abuse, and then she finished it off. So in me being brought up in a dysfunctional household, still very much so loving, I'm the first grandchild, first child, I'm watching the discredit of the male. So I took that into my relationships, being absent of my mom and father. There's some internal aggression, you know what I'm saying, that's there, and I showed up, you know, with it in my relationships at times.
So let me ask you a question. With you knowing that now, because hindsight is always 20/20, right? When these things were happening, how did you end up overlooking it?
Which part? Overlooking which part?
Because, so, and I'm asking because I can appreciate the story, right? There's a lot of us with the same exact story. A lot of us can say that we're a mirror to the abuse, a mirror to the aggression, but we're also a mirror to minimizing what was going on because we feel like we also played a part in it.
Correct.
Which is not very much different from a woman saying, he said it was my fault, right?
Correct.
Because we both play the same part. Either we're saying, well, I also, or I didn't know, or but I did something to make him mad, right? So we do that. Or another really good one is, but we were fighting. It wasn't abuse because I fought back.
So me, I'm a natural fighter.
Okay.
I'm a natural fighter by nature, and my forgiveness language is accountability. So I'm gonna take ownership to the part that I play, and I know that I was a reactor. So it was something that you did that triggered me to go there, to step to you inappropriately, unladylike, if we may say, right?
Okay, we in the South. I'll play along.
Unladylike, if we may say. So as you get older and you're growing more mature, so what I had to learn is in personally developing, okay, let me work on how I respect this other individual because I'm going to demand the respect that I want. I give love, but how does it incorporate in this opposite, the opposite relationship? I got to figure out how to do this the healthy way. Because the way that I've been accustomed to is not as healthy.
What brought you there mentally? What brought you to that level of enlightenment?
Yeah, okay, well, I had I can Tina in around here. You know, it's not like I'm super dark, so any marks. I'm not about to make makeup in now. It wasn't in early 2000. We still walking around with our own, face. Maybe putting up gloss and brows. So it's like, okay, how do I keep getting in this situation? And what could I do to better me and better make better choices even in the relationships that I'm entertaining? So I'll just self-reflecting as I'm growing in because I now became a mother.
Right.
Now I'm a mom. Do I want my child to witness this?
Right.
Do I want my child to see me like this? So I'm a mother of 3 boys also.
Oh,
so
you're a boy mom. That is so awesome. How old are they? Like, what's the age
17.
difference?
My middle son, he'll be 13, and then my baby boy will be 8.
Okay.
So I'm not the same woman each phase.
Every
I'm
time
growing.
you change your life.
Yeah,
baby.
I'm maturing. I'm reflecting, and I'm like, okay, now I got 3 people watching. It's like, okay,
That's
this is
my
So Tiffany, what is the common denominator here? What needs to work, and what's not working? What needs to change? What do you need to unlearn? Without playing the victim. And that's kind of how I've grown. I know 5 years ago, after growing, Reclaim Your Pearls Girl is another part of what I do, because that's the broken girl. That's the girl that's broken. She don't know who she is. She might not be ready for business, but she needs to really do some soul searching. God gave me that mission, and I was the girl. I was the girl that's being reclaimed, So the assignment was to speak and reach that woman, and not make her feel intimidated by who she thinks she's looking at today. Because I'm not the same, but I done probably been in your shoes. So the reason why I even do hair, it was never because of hair or that I could do it. It's because the smile. When I gave them the mirror, I'm like, okay, we on to something. They just happen to be willing to pay me to do this thing. So as a school owner, now I'm able to put people in position without gatekeeping, give them the whole game, but they're able to be holistic entrepreneurs. with the trade that they love, and if they don't love it, they have the life skills to go into, any direction that the Lord leads them in, and be confident with the right mindset, not intimidated by, education, because a lot of people, drop out of school for whatever reasons, whether it's early teen pregnancies, just different things, especially males. They'll drop out of school. My mom was a high school dropout, so also my mom did drugs for 20 years. So I'm so empowered to help people know, like, you don't have to be what you think you are mentally because of maybe who didn't affirm you or what lack of affirmations you've been giving yourself because of how you look at yourself. So that's kind of why I'm here, to learn how to really get the message out so the people that need to hear it and be inspired, they can just put their feet to the ground and get to working.
Tiffany, first of all, before we go any further, I just need to tell you that I'm very proud of you. I think that you are doing an amazing job. So with that, I want to ask you, you've had 2 black eyes, you have 3 children, you were almost in a program where you could not finish and change, your mom using drugs, your grandmother's pretty much raising you, correct? But I hear you keep on talking about, I hear you continuously talking about God. I hear you talking about assignment. I hear you talking about empowerment. Where does this strength come from? Where does that strength come from?
Where does that strength come from?
Where does that relationship with God come from? Where does the strength come from? Where do you get this? Because that's a strong bit of foundation, especially for someone who has gone through so much abuse, children, almost not finishing school. Like there's so much trauma, right? And I don't use it lightly. I don't use the word loosely. But there's so much trauma. But yet you're sitting here with me and you're smiling, and you're talking about assignments, and you're talking about your relationship with God, and you're talking about how you're sent to do certain things. Where, how, why?
Okay. So I'm gonna just say this: with my grandma, she used to work doubles, so that's where Granny come in. So while grandma working, we over Granny house. Granny is a praying woman.
Okay.
Granny had already done got saved before great grandchild done came through. Okay, I'm 4th generation as well. So we're at my granny house. She's watching us. I'm going to noonday prayer. All this is going on before I turn 12.
Okay.
So the embedment of prayer, going to church, choir rehearsal, no earrings, no pants. I grew up, old school, apostolic.
Which will also explain no makeup.
Listen,
right.
no makeup, prayer, prayer shawl.
Right.
Listen. And I had the best of both, and I had a thorough childhood, able to go to the clubs and all of that. But everything I needed up to 12, God made sure I had it.
Good morning.
You know what I'm saying? God made sure I had it. And my grandmother had just suffered a mental breakdown before I was born. The day my mama went into labor, I was actually doing my granny birthday, which is the 4th of July. And I came the 2nd of July, but my grandma said I was life-changing. Tiffany means the manifestation of God. So God already knew what he wanted to do with me. So in that, I'm always optimistic. I always look at the cup half full, not empty. That's just always been me. So I take that, and while I'm growing, I think I started back going to church around the time I probably had right before my son, like 18, I was like, let me go. But it was a thing that I never was forced to go. After you're grown, nobody's making you go. So God just stirred up my gifts. Like he literally just stirred up my gifts, sent people, across my path to just continue to speak life into me. Anything I thought I was missing, somebody could see that light. If you know how the word say, just be the light. But I'm being who God called me to be, which is Tiffany. I've always wanted to be myself, and I just take the lemonades, make lemons, and tell people how I continue to keep moving forward. Just going through any struggles, I'm triumph over it every time. So it doesn't matter how much trauma I done went through. You can sit down and sit with yourself and realize how much you've made it over, you know what I'm saying? So, and then just talking about it. I do feel like conversation is very therapeutic. And sometimes we are not understood. I remember even when I was like 12, 13, just having a moment like, y'all just don't understand me around here. So I take that approach when I meet people. Be that listening ear. That's where me being a hairstylist, come into play. we listen.
Do you still do hair?
A little here and there. I'm more educating now.
Okay. Whoa, what do you mean?
I educate more.
Oh, you educate on hair more.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's
Yes,
what you meant.
I
Like, no, I
educate.
have a degree now. I'm like, wait, you can't.
Well, I do have a degree.
Okay.
I have
No,
my
I thought that's what you meant.
No.
So I was just like, what does that mean? Okay.
Yeah. So, as the school owner, I'm the master educator, and I'm also the director of education. So I have God them pretty much set me up to just teach, educate, mentor, and I do have my coaching certificates. So I care about people. That's just really all I care about.
I can tell.
Yeah.
I can tell. I think that's absolutely amazing. You have a no-nonsense approach on your podcast.
I do.
I can tell. And I love the authenticity and how it resonates. Why do you think that resonates so well with your audience?
Because people so fake. People like to hide behind the smile. They like to put on. And that made me think about Reclaim Your Pearls Girl. One of the things I clearly heard God say, do not like try to put on, like make sure you bring it down. Like let them see you. Like that's the bond. If you want to wear a bonnet, whatever that is, whatever they are dealing with, be that with them. So they never have to feel intimidated, less than or looked down upon, not smart enough, not pretty enough, none of those things. Because even the compliments that I get, just on my features, I'm like, these are the same features that I was picked on as a little child. Big lips, big nose, freckle face, too skinny.
I don't see no big nose. I don't see no big lips.
Grew into everything. I done grew into everything.
A little hair when you were little.
I done grew into everything. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, everything that they picked on, y'all making filters for now. You're going out to pay a tattoo artist to put it on you. You put in, the piercings to make the dimple, which is an imperfection by, what they say.
Right, just based on what they say.
Based on what they say.
Because, who is they, right?
Okay. But I'm like, I am fearfully and wonderfully made.
Good morning.
So I got to hit you with the word. I got to let you know what God said about you. Because once you know that, then you're confident in who God has created you to be. And then you're unstoppable. Okay. Who going to check you? Who going to stop you?
Can't nobody check you up?
Nobody going to stop you but you, if you believe the lie. So that's kind of my message, just to really speak life into those folk right there. And it's working. But being here, at the podcast summit, is really like magnifying, amplifying what's already in me. And that was confirmation.
What did you get out of being at Podcast Summit?
So in the last room, it really just set the stage of I got it. I got what it takes. I just need to still get around, be in an environment that's just conducive to the direction that I'm going. I'm pushing, I'm thinking about my legacy, my kids, our future and stuff like that. So I need to be in rooms that can really stir up what's in me so I can just show up better. Show up better with a clear, concise message to reach the people that I know need my voice, that I know they need me. And I need them too.
Well, I'm going to stop you right now. You don't need to show it better, maybe more, but not
show
better.
More. Okay.
Not better. You are perfectly made. Okay? And there's nothing better that you need to do besides show up more. And the more consistent you are with showing up, everything else will be better, but there's no better you. You are better.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's right. Check me. That's right.
What do you want to say to a person who does not know you? Why do they need to know you?
So the reason you need to know me, because you already know.
They don't know.
Y'all know that the people that you're around, they're not pushing you forward. They're continuing to make you doubt about yourself. You're not satisfied with where you are in life. You're not producing. You're not being fruitful. And you need somebody that can hold you accountable in love. You need somebody that can help you really birth out all of the stuff that God got inside of you. You need to, really be who your children even need you to be. And somebody waiting on you. Because everybody's not going to listen to what I have to say. So I need to make sure that if what I have is for you, you get it so you can show up for the next one. Each one reach one.
Each one, teach one, each one reach one.
Yep.
And lift as you climb.
Yeah.
Tiffany, it has been absolutely amazing chatting with you. Is there anything else that you want to say? What haven't I asked that you need to get off your chest? What do you need to let someone know? What do you need to let me know? What is it, girl? Talk to me.
So I am a new author. Okay, so you need to let me know when I can pull up north.
Okay. All
pull
right.
up on you so we can, break bread together that
Absolutely.
way. I think this was really good and genuine. I definitely appreciate your kindness. But yeah, I would like to see you again
Girl, keep
before
up
the
with my
year
card.
out,
Let
girl.
me show you what that say on the bottom. What that say on the bottom?
Kindness is a choice that deserves action.
Good morning.
Okay, you better be your brand. You better. Oh my goodness.
I try to always be in integrity. So good job. And thank you for
Yes.
noticing that around me.
Thank
I definitely
you.
appreciate you, sis. Listen, I think that you are going to go absolutely far. And I think that there are a bunch of women that need to know you. I think that it's okay. You got your phone, girl. I think there are a bunch of women that need to know you. And I think your voice is going to run long and deep. You have a gift, and I'm glad that you've recognized it and did not let it perish in all the things that you have overcome. Congratulations on your success. Congratulations on all of your achievement. Congratulations on overcoming everything that you've had to overcome. But more importantly, congratulations on the fact that you get to be a part of other women's lives. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Queen. Appreciate it. Y'all already know I am Tiffany Empire Impact Ignite. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and thumbs up this video because it's going to be on podcast.
Bye, girl.
Okay.